messages, voicemail, things on your device. Sorry, it keeps putting itself back to sleep. So to unlock the phone, I simply pull up on the lock screen and I reveal start. And so the first aspect of design you can see right away, and that's the visual interface, the look and feel. Very, very simple, clean, not a lot of chrome, not a lot of 3D icons, not a lot of visual distractions, bars and things surrounding the interface. But it's composed of what we call live tiles. And these live tiles are actually dynamically updating information from the web, different applications. And basically, we stripped away a lot of the Chrome because we wanted the content to stand front and center. And so that dynamic content isn't just an animation that you're running, but it's actually your content. So it's rolling through pictures that are in your contacts. If you get messages, it'll update that message tile as new messages come in. You can, if you're playing a game in Xbox and it's your turn in a turn-based game, or if someone sends you a message, your avatar pokes up and lets you know that there's something that needs to pay attention. So really, Start is meant to be glanceable, simple, quick to interact with, and kind of present as much information as possible without you having to go into the device. The other thing about Start is, because it's about your content, it's completely customizable. So you can pin pretty much anything to start. You can pin a contact to start, you can pin a website to start, you can obviously pin an application. And again, that information can be dynamic. So if I pin my wife, she changes her status on Windows Live, or she changes her picture on Facebook, and that's automatically updated on my Start. And so information is being presented to you without having to dive into a specific application or a specific web service. We also obviously have a traditional app launcher that has a list of all the applications on the device. But really, Start is the entry point for the most common experiences. And so in addition to pinning things like a website or a song or an artist, you can also customize it and organize it by simply press and hold, and you can move things around. So I'll show you in a second when I get into People Hub. I'll pin another contact to the phone so that you see it. But essentially, this Start experience, while very simple in a still and doesn't kind of convey a lot of information, when you actually get this phone, it should be a complete reflection of what you want to do. Your most important people, your most important contact. You can pin a document that you need to access, or a website that you need to access regularly. So as I said, there's a visual look and feel, and I want to dive into some of the experiences to give you a sense of how this is carried through the device. There's a very strong, consistent driving principle behind the design. And so again, not a lot of Chrome, not a lot of interference or distraction on the UI, but really focus on the content. And so you'll see a couple of things here. One thing you'll see is the use of color. So the color here actually denotes two different calendars. So Windows Phone 7 series actually supports multiple EAS Exchange Active Sync calendars, so you can manage multiple work calendars, but you can also set up accounts with personal calendars like Gmail or Yahoo, and see it in a single view. And then there's an agenda view if you want to see a more of a list view. But again, very simple to navigate. And you can see how consistent those design principles are carried through. So the other thing is, I can zoom out to the month. I can navigate quickly to another day. Very simple, very fluid interaction. So another thing I want to show you is design isn't just about kind of a visual feel. It's also about context and interaction. It's designed around the user, and when you design around the user, you have to think about what the user is trying to accomplish, what the user's intent is. And so I'm here in Mail. I apparently rotated the device. The button on the far right, that sideways magnifying glass, so that's a standard hardware button. Actually, all three of these are standard hardware buttons on all Windows Phone 7 series devices. There's a back button that obviously takes you back to the previous experience. There's the Windows flag that'll take you back to that start screen. And then there's a search button. So that search is completely contextual based on what you're doing. So if I'm in email, I clicked that search button, which you couldn't see my white finger there, but I clicked the search button, and it immediately starts to give me a list of emails that are consistent with my search term. But if I'm in the Start experience and I push that same Start button, it takes me to Bing search. And so if I was in a music collection, I pushed the search button, it would search my music collection. If I was in contacts, I would search through contacts. And So again, search pervades the device, but it's not a single universal search that looks across the entire device. It actually tries to think about what you're doing. And really at the core of this is to make the device respond to you in a way, recognizing that screen real estate, connectivity, battery life, all these things are very constrained on a device, and so we want to surface the right information as quickly as possible. And the context is actually carried through even with Bing. So Bing is deeply integrated in the device. I just did a search for pizza, and instead of returning results about Pizza Hut or Domino's on the web, it returned local results, and it was based on my location. And so again, in a mobile experience where time is of the essence, where you're trying to do things quickly, it surfaces the information that's most important. And then the other nice thing is that if I was in a browser, that would be kind of annoying if I actually was looking for an article about pizza or news about pizza. On the phone, they actually pull those results. It's just that they present the local ones first, but those results are there, and I just swipe across if I actually wanted to see, Pizza Hut's website, pizzahut.com. But again, trying to think about the context so people can get things done as quickly as possible. Things can glance at information, and they're thrown into the experiences that they actually want to, based on what they want to do. So I'm going to go back to the start screen, and I'm going to show you kind of where we take this to the next level, and that's in how we deliver some of the most common experiences on the phone. And we deliver them through what we call hubs. And hubs are really about bringing together information regardless of where it resides. Content on your device, content from the web, content regardless of where that storage is or what application or service it comes from. And so the first one I'll show you is the People Hub. So if you look at the People Hub, recent contacts that I've accessed are there. And I'll scroll over, you have a standard, what you would expect, a contact list that shows all my contacts, and I can navigate around it. But you also see what's new. And so what this is doing is I've added accounts to this device. I've added a Facebook account. And then I can link the account so that, if my friend Eric Helgerson is a work colleague, but also a friend on Facebook, I can link that together and it shows up in a single contact. And now I can see an aggregated view across different social networks in one place. And that place is where I want to interact with people. So instead of having to go find out what's going on Facebook, I see it here in People, and I can initiate a conversation, I can comment back on a photo, or I can click on a contact and initiate a conversation by making a call. And so that kind of centralization around what the user is doing and what their intent is, as opposed to around the application or service, is really kind of at the core, of what we consider designing around the user. So I'll show you a couple other hubs. So this is the Pictures hub. So it's showing a picture that I selected to be there, or a recent picture, so it's shuffling through my album. Again, galleries, mosaics, and when I want to, and again, what's new, so again, but not instead of status updates, it's actually just showing me picture changes, picture updates that have happened in the picture experience, where I might want to comment on them, or reply to them, or post my own. I want to quickly jump into albums. So one of the things that we're doing with Windows Phone 7 series, and like I said, it doesn't matter where the content resides. If you have pictures stored up on SkyDrive or another photo service, we'll actually downsample those. Downsample those photos and show you them as thumbnails on your device. So that